Right now at 6, all over the Coulee region, people gathered to remember those who have fallen while serving their country with parades. And it was a special Memorial Day for one Onalaska family as their late son's West Point uniform is unveiled in La Crosse's American region.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and Memorial Day to you. Thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Dua Esrar. To honor veterans and those who have lost their lives to protect the country, the city of La Crosse held their annual Memorial Day parade. Veterans and community members marched together from downtown La Crosse to Losey Memorial. One veteran says that being able to march in the parade is an honor and is something that has held a special place in his heart since he was young.
Now, it honors those that, even some of my personal friends that died in combat, and we get to recognize their families and their sacrifices as well.
Knutson said it was great to see the community come out to support their veterans and those who weren't able to come home. The city of Onalaska also held their own Memorial Day parade. The parade began at American Legion Post 336. Veterans and community members walked and marched their way to Onalaska Cemetery Veterans Memorial. Among the participants were the Onalaska Hilltoppers Marching Band, who performed music during the parade, and the La Crosse Composite Squadron, Civil Air Patrol. Leader of the American Legion Post 336 says that Memorial Day is a special day for him and his family.
My dad was in World War II, and for me, it's carrying a legacy that I think is important.
American Legion Post 336 says that La Crosse County has one of the highest percentage of veterans in the state, and it's important to recognize each and every one of those veterans. Today, the family and friends of a fallen soldier from Onalaska are remembering and celebrating his service.
Going to the service academy and being in the service was his idea. We didn't push it at all, and it made us very proud.
The West Point Military Academy uniform of Nick Dewhurst was unveiled in a custom-built display case at the Onalaska American Legion. Dewhurst served for just over 2 years after graduating from West Point until he was killed in Afghanistan in 2008. His uniform, photos, and a military bio of Dewhurst's medals and badges are now on display, thanks to members of the Legion and community members who helped design and build the case from locally harvested wood.
The community here has been very, very supportive of us and our loss. It's I can't even describe how much the whole community has done for us. Our friends and family all gather around and we talk about him and laugh about him, and it helps.
The memorial hangs in the main hallway of the American Legion. It's the 10th Memorial Day that fitness fans all over the country took part in the Murph Challenge. In La Crosse, CrossFit members took that challenge, doing a mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and another mile run. The challenge is in honor of Lieutenant Michael P. Murphy, a Navy SEAL who gave his life in Afghanistan to make sure another member of his team could get to safety. A coach at CrossFit La Crosse says going through the grind of the challenge can help make their community stronger.
It's a sense of community. It's a sense of remembering those that have gone before us, that we get to actually enjoy a lot of the freedoms we have today because of the sacrifice of others.
Mueller says roughly 60 to 70 people came through to complete the challenge today, starting bright and early at 6 this morning. The nation paused today to remember the brave Americans who gave their lives defending our freedom. Astrid Martinez reports from the Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum in New York.
In all 50 states and the nation's capital, America is honoring those who made the ultimate sacrifice this Memorial Day.
It's not about barbecues. It's about the men and women who fought really hard for our country.
President Biden laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier in Arlington National Cemetery.
Today, it's on all of us, to ensure that sacrifice was not in vain.
A crowd gathered aboard the Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum in New York to honor the fallen. Navy veteran Dennis Higgins was 21 years old when he served his country in Vietnam.
Those that passed deserve a prayer.
Ralph Slane was a crew member on the Intrepid.
We lost crew members that were buried at sea, so there's a special reverence that you feel when you board the ship.
Keeping the Intrepid company this week are active ships docked along the New York City west side for Fleet Week, showing visitors what service looks like.
I hope that she sees that, these are the people who keep us safe.
And a long-awaited homecoming befitting a fallen hero. The remains of a Georgia soldier lost in the Korean War and later identified through DNA were finally laid to rest.
Thank you for your service.
Even decades later, a nation never forgets. Astrid Martinez, CBS News, New York.
And let's take a break and head over to weather. Eric, it was a lovely, warm and sunny day today.
Oh, most definitely. We had temperatures in the 80s, low to mid 80s to be exact. And the warming trend is going to continue, but we do have rain chances in the forecast. Good evening, everybody. Take a look here at the numbers for today. We made it to 84 in La Crosse, 81 Viroqua, 85 Boscobel, 83 in Eau Claire. Preston, you did not make it to 63. Let's just go ahead and put an X there. Earlier today, your sensor did go down. Outside right now, look at that. We have sunny skies, 83 is the temperature at the airport, 84 is the temperature at the station. Humidity is at 24%, with winds out of the southeast at 8 miles per hour. Eau Claire, you're at 83 degrees. Humidity is at 24%, with winds out of the south-southeast at 13 miles per hour. And like I said, Preston, your sensor is down right now, but we're seeing 70s and 80s from top to bottom across the Coulee region. And this is going to make for a beautiful evening across the area, especially in the overnight hours. Now, here's a look at the radar scan right now. You don't have to go too far to see a line of thunderstorms just to the west of us. Matter of fact, from La Crosse over towards this line of thunderstorms, it's only about 172 miles. This is going to push its way off towards the north and northeast. It looks like it's going to miss the Coulee region. In general, I think we're going to stay mainly clear throughout the evening and overnight hours. So we'll see temperatures in the mid 70s by the 8 o'clock hour, 66 by midnight, 63 by the 4 o'clock hour, and then upper 50s, low 60s will be the rule by the 6 o'clock hour. The precip chances are going to stay out of the forecast for tonight. But coming up in the First Warn Forecast Duo, we will talk about precip chances as we go into tomorrow and into the remainder of the week. Much needed precip chances at that.
All right. Thanks, Eric.
You bet.
Well, the woman accused of killing a 6-year-old in Madary has a court date this week. According to online records, there's a preliminary hearing on Wednesday. Dykeman is currently being held in La Crosse County Jail on a $1 million cash bond. The 33-year-old was arrested more than 3 months after Alex Xavier Pedron was found dead. We will have updates after Wednesday's hearing. And crews are continuing a rescue effort after part of an apartment building collapsed in Iowa. At least 6 stories caved in on the west side of the building in Davenport. 8 people have been rescued so far. Crews found a large natural gas leak and water was leaking from pipes after the collapse, but those lines have been shut off. The fire department has concerns about the integrity of the rest of the building. It's unclear what caused the collapse or how many people have been injured as rescue operations continue. The city of La Crosse is closing Cameron Park and Burns Park this week. The parks will be closed from Wednesday to Friday. The Parks and Rec Department says the closure is for maintenance, cleaning, tree inspections, and park repairs. The department says they plan to open Cameron Park back up on Friday afternoon in time for the farmers market to go on as usual. The White House and Republican leaders in Congress have reached a deal on the debt limit, but now the battle heads to the Capitol, where the legislation will need enough votes to push through before a potential default.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for Auto Show, where you can experience new Ford SUVs firsthand. Then head to your Northland Ford dealers for exclusive offers like 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. It's showtime. Hurry in today. Now for a limited time only, get 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Oh no, I think I lost my debit card.
Okay, don't panic.
Don't panic, we're in a mall. Some stranger's probably tapping new shoes, tapping a washer-dryer combo, just tapping everything in sight.
It's okay, just tap your phone. With BMO, you can use your phone to freeze and unfreeze a lost card.
I can?
And you can always get a new card instantly at a BMO branch.
I got my tap back.
You ever seen someone this excited about a debit card before?
Oh yeah. Not this excited.
When a bank gives you instant peace of mind, that's the BMO effect.
And action! Get up to 50% off list prices on hundreds of items at the huge memorial sale at Slumberland Furniture. Incredible deals, like this recliner, free when you purchase the reclining sofa, or these incredible beds, both at our lowest price ever, or this beefy recliner marked way down. How about a Lazy Boy recliner as low as $375, or $499 gets you a Sealy Posturepedic mattress. Plus, we'll throw in a 7-piece bedding bundle free, up to 50% off at the huge memorial sale at Slumberland Furniture. Do not miss this one.
Hello, my name's Boris Gump. Chocolate? Mama always said buying a car was like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're gonna get. Me and Jenny, we buy all our cars at Sleepy Hollow. They got new cars and used cars, a body shop, parts and everything. Like me and Nate, the Sleepy Hollow serviceman, we just like peas and carrots. I'm not a smart man, but if you need a car, you should be running to Sleepy Hollow.
The White House and House Republican leadership have reached a compromise on the debt ceiling, but now a new question gets raised. Are there enough votes for the bipartisan bill to pass? Natalie Brand has the latest from Capitol Hill.
With a debt ceiling deal in place, the next hurdle for House Speaker Kevin McCarthy remains shoring up support.
It's not 100% what everybody wants, but when you look, the country is going to be stronger.
President Biden expressed confidence it will reach his desk.
I feel very good about it. I've spoken to a number of the members.
The bill would lift the debt ceiling for the next 2 years. It would keep non-defense spending at roughly the same levels through 2024, but would prevent cuts to Social Security and Medicare, as well as the military and veterans programs. It also claws back some new funding for the IRS, as well as unspent money from COVID relief funds. It would loosen some environmental rules for new energy projects and would temporarily add work requirements for some receiving social safety net programs, including food stamps.
Terrible policy. Absolutely terrible.
Well, some progressive Democrats and conservative Republicans are already pushing back against the bill. Party leaders are sounding hopeful enough members will vote in favor.
A bipartisan resolution was the only way forward.
The first test will be a Rules Committee hearing in the House Tuesday. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
If the bipartisan measure makes it through the Rules Committee, a full House vote is expected on Wednesday. Lawmakers face a June 5th deadline to get the legislation passed. That's when the Treasury says the U.S. would risk a default. Well, still ahead, travel trends for Memorial Day weekend. Plus, you may notice your burgers and hot dogs cost less than last year, but other party staples get pricey.
And I'm meteorologist Eric Dean. As we head into your evening and overnight hours, we'll see temperatures in the low to mid 60s throughout your overnight hours with clear skies. We'll drop down to 58 in La Crosse. Now, top 3 things you need to know as we go into the next several days. Rain chances are in the forecast. I'm not going to rule out a rumble thunder or two. And the 90s return. We'll talk about that with my 8-day forecast on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Save 11% on energy-efficient windows. We have over 100 JELD-WEN windows in stock and ready to take home. They feature energy-efficient glass to help keep your heating and cooling costs down. Get this 28-inch wide by 54-inch tall single-hung replacement window for $139 after rebate. Let in fresh air with Larson Storm Doors. The Lakeview Split View Storm Door comes equipped with screen-away retractable screens. Right now for $314.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Dad always said I was special, that I would do something big someday. But for a while, we were just worried about getting to tomorrow. At UW Health, we found the team that made it their mission. Not just to get me through the day, but to give me a new life and a new kidney. Now, my future is infinite. UW Health. Remarkable.
Sinking driveway? Call American Waterworks. Settling patio? Call American Waterworks. Uneven pool deck? Call American Waterworks. Collapsing stoop? Call American Waterworks. Cracking sidewalk? That's right, call American Waterworks. It's a fact. Concrete problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call American Waterworks. Call American Waterworks today.
This is how legends are.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get $5,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburger's cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day.
All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
$42 million people were expected to get away during this holiday weekend. That's according to AAA. It's a 7% increase from last year. They're spending more too, shelling out 6% more cash. Today is the biggest travel day for people going home, but flight bookings tomorrow and Wednesday are up by double digits as people extended their holiday weekends. And as for costs, gas prices aren't up very much, and neither are foods like hot dogs and burgers. But there is one product staying pricey: condiments. According to Data Assembly, the price of a bottle of ketchup is up nearly 28% from last year. Mustard is up about 13%. Experts say producers are still struggling with rising prices on commodities like sugar and wheat. They say some companies are also still using inflation as an excuse to boost their profit margins. Immigrants now make up a record share of the U.S. labor force. New government data shows nearly 1 in 5 workers last year were born outside the U.S. Immigration dipped significantly during the pandemic, which some economists believe helped drive the nationwide labor shortage. But numbers rebounded in 2022. And as graduates enter the workforce, new research reveals which college majors will earn them big bucks. An analyst from the HEA group found that after 4 years operations research, marine engineering and computer science majors earn 6-figure salaries. Despite the money, these top-paying majors aren't popular with the students. And let's take a quick break and head over to weather. Eric, it was nice and sunny, the perfect start to Memorial Day weekend.
Right, I want to go back to that that last story. I didn't see meteorologist on that list.
No, I didn't see reporter either.
Yeah. Oh, darn. I think we need to go into computer science.
It's not for me. Not for me.
Tell you what, good evening, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. The allergies, they've been all over the place. Now, mine has been. I'm sure yours are as well. The pollen has been on the medium end for Tuesday and Wednesday. It's going to stay there, I should say. And it's going to stay there until the rain chances start to pick up. And that's some good news because we have some rain chances in the forecast. Here's a look at the radar scan at this hour, and I want to draw your attention just to the west of us, about 175 miles west of us, just to the south and west of the Mankato area, where we have a line of thunderstorms pushing its way through. Now, earlier this did have a severe thunderstorm warning along with it, but we're seeing a lot of lightning being picked up with this system. But again, this is going to continue to push its way to the north and the northeast. I think for the most part, it's going to miss the majority of the Coulee region. If it's going to clip anybody, it'll be across the northern zones. Now, the rain chances for the next several days, like I said, they're going to stay in play, and we need it because we are 2.26 inches below normal for the month. We're only sitting at 1 3/4 of an inch of rain so far, and like I said, the rain chances are going to stay in play starting tomorrow in the late afternoon, early evening hours. They really start to get its act together Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even throughout the weekend and going into the first part of next week. And you can see how everything times out. And this is going to be a trend, if you will. We'll start the day off with plenty of sun, a little bit of cloud cover, and then the precip chances pick up in the evening and overnight hours, and then that trend's going to continue for Wednesday. You can see they start to go gangbusters again by the 5 o'clock time frame, only to dissipate in the overnight hours, and then we do it all over again Thursday as rain chances pick up again in the afternoon and early evening hours to dissipate again Thursday night going into Friday. And I'm going to start sounding like a broken record because that's going to stay the same forecast throughout the next few days. So here's the localized version of Sky Tracker. We'll see temperatures in the 50s and 60s by 7 a.m. with plenty of sun. The precip chances start to pick up across the area. One thing to note about the precip chances, not everybody will see it. But if you do see it, you will get a nice downpour. By Wednesday in the overnight hours, we'll see a mixture of stars and clouds out there, and then the precip chances pick up yet again. So we made it to 84 today. 96 was the record high. That was set back in 2018. 77 is where we should be for this time of year, so we'll go ahead and put another notch on the above normal chart. So that's 18 days above normal, 9 days below normal, and 1 day on the 20th where we are on par with normal. We're sitting at 83 in La Crosse, 83 in Eau Claire with sunny skies. The radar scan, as I said, showing a clean sweep across the Coulee region. When you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 50s will greet you. Some places, especially towards Menominee, you'll be near 60. 61 will be the overnight low in Wabasha. Highs tomorrow, look at this. Temperatures in the 80s and 90s. Again, keeping that shower and thunderstorm chance in the forecast. In the afternoon and early evening hours, the next 8 days, Dua keeps us in the 80s and 90s. With on and off thunderstorm chances. Next Tuesday, though, we drop down with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. So we need the rain. We can do without the thunderstorms, but at this point, a good soaking across the area is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Sounds great.
Yep.
Thanks, Eric. Well, coming up in sports, it's the season opener for the Northwoods League. Check out who the Loggers have to start their season. And it's one of the most iconic races in all of motorsports. But what keeps the fans coming back year after year? Kate is in next with sports.
Spring is a great time to plan your next home improvement project. Call now for a free estimate on windows, doors, siding, sunrooms, decks, baths, kitchens, or flooring.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again. 833-WIS-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
He's going to speak now.
The good news, U.S. Cellular gives you $1,200 off any phone with no trade-in needed.
Wow.
So, friend who always has a broken phone can finally get a new one.
Oh, it's just a scratch. It's broken.
Oh.
It's busted.
We're good.
Oh, no.
Get $1,200 off any phone with no trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for Auto Show, where you can experience new Ford SUVs firsthand. Then head to your Northland Ford dealers for exclusive offers like 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. It's showtime. Hurry in today. Now for a limited time only, get 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
It's been a busy Memorial Day weekend in the sports world, and yesterday, fans from all around the globe made it to the Midwest for the Indianapolis 500. WTDV's Hannah Fulman spoke with fans to find out more on what makes this race so memorable.
Start your engines, and with the wave of the green flag, it's officially race time. On Sunday, fans from all over the world came to experience the greatest spectacle in racing.
We came from Brazil to support Tony Canaan and Helio Castro Neves.
The event, all the people, the racing, it's a great place to be.
It's really awesome to see these racers up personal on TV and in real life.
This is a day fans like Matt Cohen say they look forward to all year long.
I mean, who doesn't love just gas guzzling, 230 miles an hour, let's go!
And once it came down to the final 20 laps, that's when things got a bit crazy.
On the edge of our seats. I mean, my God, the adrenaline is insane.
More than a third of the drivers were out of the race by the last few laps, leading to a very emotional finish, with Joseph Newgarden taking home the win.
I've never seen a race like this in my life.
And whether Sunday was your first race, like Alice Bussenall from Charlotte,
Every other word out of her mouth is, oh my God.
or you've been coming for more than 30 years, like Kira Thomas from Indianapolis,
Really nostalgic for me, and I just kind of like taking it all in.
it's a day race fans say they'll never forget.
I've taken so many pictures already, so I'll be like flipping through them all like, yep, oh my God, remember that? That was so fun.
Reporting at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Hannah Fulman, CBS 4 News.
Now, like Hannah said, the race was won by Joseph Newgarden. It was his first time winning the Indy 500 and his 12th time in the race. All right, in the baseball world, the Brewers avoided the sweep yesterday and have a much-needed off day today. Now, they're still without Willy Adames as he's been put on the IL list with a concussion. But tomorrow, Milwaukee will start a 3-game series in Toronto, taking on the Blue Jays. And get ready because tonight is the season opener for the Lacrosse Loggers in the Northwoods League. Now, the Loggers are starting their season on the road up in Eau Claire, but they'll be at Copeland Park tomorrow night for their home opener. That's all for sports. We'll be right back.